All right, guys, these are your channeled messages for January 21st through January 28th, 2025. But the messages are timeless. Whenever you find them, you're meant to find them. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Let's get it. So the first card out is Follow Your Heart. Trust where you're led, use your heart and intuition to guide you, and do what makes you happy. Second card out is Reflect, introspection, deep thought, analyze. And the last card out is Underestimated, unappreciated, and underrated until now. People now see your worth hidden in plain sight, shocking the world with your strength, uniqueness, and growth. It feels like we're at an impasse. We're at a split here in how you want your life to go, how things can. It feels like there's multiple paths opening to you right now, and multiple directions that you can potentially go. And it's really important for you to follow your heart, to make the best decision for what feels right and true for you, to follow your heart for what truly makes you happy. What are you the happiest doing? What are you the happiest? Where will you be the happiest going? And it feels like this is also not just like with a career thing, though it feels mostly like career and or life soul purpose driven here, but it also feels as though this is in terms of relationships. This is in terms of um, people, places, and things that are coming into your life. It just feels like it's more than one or two people that are presenting here in your life for you to choose from, right? And it feels like none of these are really the wrong way. It's that there's no like wrong path or wrong person here, because all of all of the paths, as far as for your career, your purpose, your whatever it is that you're choosing to do right now, will lead you to your destiny, your destined path, what your soul came here to be doing. But I think there will be different turns and twists and routes that you'll take in order to end up at this spot, end up at your soul's true destined path and purpose. And in terms of the people, it feels heavily more than anything that you have got to trust your heart, and you have to know what it is that you want within a person, right? So this dramatically feels like this is a romantic thing where you're going to have to know what makes you happy within yourself, just what your own preference, what do you prefer when it comes to a potential partner, and what feels right and true for you. You need to know what you like and what you don't like when it comes to a potential suitor or a potential partner, because it feels like there's multiple options. You have multiple options. You have multiple potential suitors that are now like offering you something. And I'm saying something because it feels like not everybody is coming with the cup of love, right? Like it feels it feels like like hmm, it's one of those spicy spicy uh topics here. It feels like some of these are just coming with the wand. If you guys know traditional tarot energy, like the wands is like that passion, that fire, that fiery passion, for lack of better words. It feels like these people are just coming. Some of these people are that's what they can offer you. That's what they got. That's what they got. That's what they have on offer. Like the it doesn't feel like everybody has a cup of love to offer you. Ideally, you want the cup of love. You so okay, let me explain. So in the traditional tarot, you have like the king of wands and that's like the fire signs, traditionally represented by like the fire signs, by that action, by that passion, right? And like if we see the knight of wands approaching, it's usually like some guy that's trying to come in and like hit it and quit it, have like a passionate affair and then like deuce out. He's here for a good time, not a long time type of situation. And then you have the king of cups, right? Who we traditionally relate him to the water. He's the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Is traditionally represented with the king of cups or the queen of cups, right? And they are the feelings, they're the love, they're the emotions. And so traditionally, if you see like a knight of cups coming towards you, it's a suitor presenting you a cup of love, like offering you their love, offering you their heart, offering you their emotions. Do you know what I'm saying? And then we have like the king of swords. King of swords is essentially the one that we typically relate, obviously, with the air sign. Swords is air, so it's usually the Libra, Gemini, Aquarius signs. Both king and queen of swords is the Libra, Gemini, Aquarius uh, zodiac signs, and they're usually the ones that are like not very much like they not very much in the feelings. They just come with like the logic, and they're very matter of fact, and they're kind of typically related in the coldness. They're usually pretty cold and just matter of fact and kind of like robotic, like in terms of not having that much emotions to offer, but like they communicate quite well. They're good, really good communicators. They're good at, the you'll never have to be wondering what they're thinking because they're going to tell you like matter of factly. And so when we typically see a knight of swords coming in, it's usually fast. It's like fast communication. It's always something with fast communication because he's on this horse and he's riding like really the horse is hightailing it. He's on a mission. He's got a message to deliver. That's the guy. That's the guy or girl that's going fast. To come and communicate whatever, whatever. And then we have the king or queen of pentacles, and king or queen of pentacles is the earth signs. That's Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy, and usually they're pretty grounded in their approach with things, but they're so slow. Like they're slow on making a move. Like they want to observe and learn about you and research and get all the Carfax essentially before making a move. But they care. They do. They do care. They do have feelings, which is why it takes them so long, because they care so much. They really do. They want to make sure that if they're going to extend their cup of love to somebody that they have thoroughly done their research to make sure that they're not going to get hurt. I mean, they can't guarantee it, but they damn sure try, right? And so typically when we see a Knight of Pentacles, like, or feel Knight of Pentacles energy, it's so slow. Literally, it's the slowest card in the traditional tarot deck. And I like, that's not the person that you would call if you had an emergency, because like they it's like they got a Ferrari, but they chose to walk to the destination. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like they could teleport, but still chose to walk. They're so slow. So, but I gave this background because it feels like there's the mix of these energies coming towards you that are offering you something. And I said, like, the something isn't just the cup of love. Like, also, side note, with the earth signs, they typically they come with the pinnacle in hand. So the knight of pentacles is, he's riding the horse and he's holding the pinnacle. And so like they usually, like, they're good with the finances, the funds, you know what I'm saying? So it feels like some of these suitors are like, I'm missing the love ingredient, but like, I got money. Is that enough for you? And then it's like some of these people are coming and being like, well, I've got, you know, I'm good in the pants, you know what I'm saying? Like I got that passion. I have the passion, but I'm lacking on the emotional maturity and vulnerability level. And then it's like the other ones are like, well, I got you on the emotional and the the spiritual vulnerability side, and then I also have a mix of but like, I may not be, you know I may be too much in my feminine, but not enough in my masculine. I'm trying to describe this energy because it feels like this is the water sign here. It's like the water sign has you covered on the emotional aspects, but like, if you were in a dark alley, he'd be the first one to run behind you, kind of thing. Like, you would end up being the protector for this person, not the other way around. Which, again, this is why I'm saying, like, you need to you got to know what you want, like what best would suit you, because it does feel like there is one that has the uh, more of a balance of kind of like equal portions, not even equal portions, but like at least a spoonful of all the things, or maybe more than a spoonful, maybe a cup of each ingredient. Not everybody's gonna have everything. We none of us have, like, but the goal in the traditional tarot deck is to become the emperor and the empress. So like, the emperor is all four kings together, balanced in a harmonious way, like you've mastered, or you have done a damn good job of having almost equal parts of all four kings in the traditional tarot deck, right? And then the empress is the exact same, where you've done a damn good job of having almost equal portions of all four of the queens. And it feels like you have an emperor and you have an empress, whatever you resonate with here, like, amongst this batch of suitors. But it's kind of like they all require, so there's it just feels like there's a caveat to everybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, it depends on what you want. Do you want somebody that's going to be clingy? Do you want somebody that's going to let you do your own thing? Do you want somebody that's going to require you to let them control you, and you have to play the, like, you stay in the house and you don't go anywhere thing? Or do you want somebody that's going to let you, you know, grow and thrive? They're giving me the I forgot what it's called, the little figure of speech about the, like, if you love a rare flower, it's best to just observe it and watch it grow and bloom and thrive and do its thing, instead of plucking it from the ground, and then it like shrivels and dies. it's like you're the flower, and you have some suitors that are going to want to like just let you just observe you and admire you in your essence and let you do your thing, in the soil, and let you just grow and thrive. And then there's going to be some that are going to be like, you're so beautiful and I don't want anybody else to see you, and I'm going to pluck you even if that means you die, type of. I just That's what it feels like. And so it it really comes down to you following your heart and you knowing exactly what it is that you want and don't want. Like where are your hard passes, where are your hard barriers. You gotta, you need to know that and draw the line in the sand, hard line in the sand, here, because that's what it feels like. But it feels like I said, there's like a caveat to all of them. I am trying. It just feels like, again, like there is a caveat to all of them. Like one of them might be too overly like obsessive possessive, one of them might be too overly controlling and like dominating. You must do things this way, you woman, you in house, you don't go, type of demeanor. And then the other one might be like, very like blase. And then maybe, do you want somebody that's going to be like attached to your hip constantly, or do you want somebody that's, like you may not see each other all the time, type of situation. You have to know what works for you. And that's just all I keep being brought back to, because again, there's a downside to everyone, right? You just have to know open communication would also be great, here. If you, yeah, it feels like the deciding factor comes down to, do you want to be free or restricted? I feel like that should be an easy answer, but some people like that. You know what I'm saying? So like it just is what it is. That's where it's going to come down to. Do you want somebody to constantly be up your butt? Where you at, what you doing, what you got going on, who's talking to, blah 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 blah, all the things of the nature, and you stay in the house and you do this, that, and the third, and you do what I say, type of situation? Or do you want somebody that's gonna be like, hey, talk to you when I talk to you, type of. I think more than anything, this is a test of how far you have come, and not even, but that's what it feels like, because once you reach a certain point of healing, there's certain things that you're not attracted to and that repel you, literally are very just repulsive to you when it comes to a potential suitor, and what they expect of you and how they expect the relationship to be. So I think this is more than anything a great chance for you to also see how far you've come, or not, or not, or not, depending upon who and what you're drawn and attracted to, and who you leaning towards at this moment, right? Because again, that this is it's a checkpoint, reflection point for you. Oh, look at it. Hey, reflect, deep thought, analyze, introspection. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Hey. Literally though, like, but this is it's a reflection point for you to be able to introspect and say, why am I still drawn to this kind of person? Or why am I not drawn to that person anymore? Or that type of behavior, or or emotional attachment. Why do I have that kind of emotional attachment? Why am I drawn to that kind of personality or trait? Or, do you know what I'm saying? It's a really great time for you to dive into this. And like I said, Either way, it's a checkpoint for you to like I said, reflect, introspect, and analyze where you're at in your soul's healing and growth journey, dependent upon what kind of potential suitor you're leaning more towards right now. Yeah. Outside of that, it feels like on the personal front, you have a lot of people who are very much shocked and surprised. Trying to finish just one message, but it also feels like if you have a lot of people who think you are going to, I can say it no other way, but like fall for old tricks, and you not, because you've grown and you've changed and you're like, I'm good. It they're very much shooketh over this, but outside of this energy, like, excuse me, it outside of this energy, it feels like there's this everyone being like astounded over the fact that like you just are on you're just on your shit. You're doing the things, and that's what it feels like, like against the odds, against the battles and the trials and the tribulations and all the things, like you're still out here doing what lights you up, doing what you're called, and you're doing it differently. And that's the thing, is it's because you're not following the protocol. You're doing your own thing. You're like in your own lane, in your own little world, and you're not doing things like everybody else has done them. More than anything, you're like you're crusading, you're trailblazing, you're creating the paths, you're creating your own path. And we've said this in previous videos. Yeah, it's taken longer than other people around you, but we're not worried about them, right? You're creating you're following your own blueprint, and you're creating your own path, and you're doing things your own way, as told by God Source Universe, right? So you're exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to be doing when you need to be doing it, because you listen and you're obedient and you trust and you flow and you pause and you wait. Even though you hate it, you pause and you wait and you relax and allow yourself to be in the void space when you need to be in the void space. You allow yourself to, retreat and step back from creating and putting out and posting and doing the things when you need to. When you're being told and guided to, you listen. And people are shocked that this is how you are doing things, and this is how you are growing, and this is how you're becoming known, and this is how you're getting all the things. It's because you're obedient and you're setting an example. You're leading by example. And that's it. 234, 234. It just feels really good. But you need to know yourself. You need to know what you want and what you don't want. And it feels like you do. But again, you have to follow your heart. And again, use your suitors and who you're drawn to and who you're repulsed by to gauge where you're at, how far you've come or how far you've not come. And the card that's at the bottom of the deck is, this seems oddly familiar. Giving deja vu vibes, recognizing patterns, make a different choice, evolve or repeat, connecting the dots, figure out why this is occurring and what options you have to change. You're not stuck or trapped. Yeah, because like I said, it feels like a checkpoint, like a reflection point. Is like God Source Universe asking, have you learned this lesson, or we gonna have to repeat it again? What are we doing here? But like using the potential suitors as the lesson, like as the checkpoint. Again, rewind if you need to, but I've already covered this. It feels heavily like it's you're being judged by God's source universe in the galactic council, the spirit team, based on where you're being pulled, suitor wise and career wise. But heavily, it feels like it's the suitor thing. That's what it feels like. The suitors are your test. That's what it is, and it's giving you a chance to see how, like, have you evolved enough, right? Oh, we got to repeat. Like, what are we doing here? It's a chance for you to make a different choice that can set you on a different path for your career, for your life, for your destiny, all the things. Again, there's really no wrong way, but you're going to have different outcomes, especially dependent upon what you choose to do with a potential suitor, who you choose to allow to be a part of your life romantically, who you choose to invest in romantically or not. Right. And that's what I have. I hope this was helpful. Thank you all for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. And if you are interested in purchasing the V Squad Oracle deck, you can do so using the links in the description box. And don't forget, you're able to get your free reading, 20-minute reading with me at any point in time if you are tier 2 or tier 3. And at some point in February, I'm trying to get the logistics worked out for the live streaming thing. But at some point, either late February, beginning of March, we'll start doing the live streams where you guys are tier 2 and tier 3 able to weigh in on what you want me to talk about, and also what future courses that I'm going to make and podcast topics to talk about as well. Don't forget to go like and share the Ascension with V podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And the Shadow Work 101 course and 3-month package is available also in the links. And the Ascension, the New Earth Guidebook to Healing and Ascension will be out February 5th, 2025. Don't forget. I'll see you guys. V Squad.